Hi, I'm Mika Truman, and welcome to my Patreon, my YouTube channel, Rumble. I'm also on MeWe, and you can always find me at Frankincense School of Mystical Arts, which is fsma.life. So this morning I asked Spirit to share a message with me. What can I tell the people? They're really struggling. They really feel like, what's happening here? There's lots of information and even scary information that's causing them to really wonder what's really going on, what's happening. And this is what they showed me. So I promised that I would share this message. And I know that whoever it is supposed to reach, it will. But as you can see, some of my videos are not getting out there. So I'm going to try to spell or maybe give a letter. I'm going to really try to be super specific so that you understand without being censored. So Spirit showed me that we're in the middle of transition. We're in the middle of this. It's not even a pause because we are actually entering into the fifth density. Some of us have already entered. We're leaving and exiting the third and fourth density. But this transition, for some, I say for some, and the rest are already in the fifth density. And during this point, it's rough and it's difficult and it's hard. And it is all about this tug of war. It's the last attempt for this heavier, maybe not so light energy to be able to take control, to take back their power. That's what it's about. And it's about one last attempt and their last hoopla of really trying to kind of really live what they want and project their agenda. And Spirit was showing me that we very well may be in a point where we start seeing different talks about the V, that one word that people are getting, and they're being a part of it, and the agenda behind that, and about control. And I don't even know if the word control is even allowed, but what the heck, I gotta say it. It's all about control, and it's all about manipulating people, and it's all about trying to push an agenda. You may very well see that putting down people that don't have this V word and then making them feel guilty, making them feel bad. I do watch even more travel restrictions in regards to this. If you don't have your little piece of paper, you may not be able to even travel. You may not be able to buy certain things if you don't have this paper or booklet or stamp or whatever it is. It may come down to, if you don't get this done, you may not have a job, which is going to put people and cause them to be very upset, of course. But I do get every and any tactic that people can think of. I get they're going to try to implement it. You can't go see families. You can't go to certain areas. You may not be able to go to hospitals. Like all of it. Now, these are words that I get maybe used. It does not mean that it's going to carry much power, but I'm just saying that it's words that could very well and very easily be thrown out there. And so Spirit is just kind of just preparing you, and they want you to know. And this video is kind of like even a warning of what's coming up. And try really super hard not to get too emotionally engulfed in it. It's really important. And this video was shown to really give you a heads up so that when you hear of this agenda or these actions taking place, not to get too emotionally invested. But people will. this next area, this next topic that Spirit was showing me is even about the G word, Guns. Okay? And I don't even know if spelling even counts. Who knows? But we shall see. That different laws and rules and confiscating. But what we may see next is the banning of certain, even more weapons, and voluntarily turning them in, which that, who knows if how real that is, but it may be a good story. I don't really see too many people participating, but it may look like they're going to, okay? Now, so where it looks like one is going to be, this will be banned and this will be banned. Let's say we have 10 different types of GUNS, okay? They're going to say, let's ban 9 of them. Volunteer. And then it may show, okay, people may come and knock at your door. May, okay? I say the word might and may. I get a lot of threats, but there's not a lot of energy. We may not really see that happening, if at all, or for too long. I don't see a lot of energy there. A lot of talk, but I just don't see a lot of energy there. Because it looks like there are other announcements that may step forward, that may stop this, or a new rule that's going to come up, but that's what it looks like. So things may get a little bit very interesting. And remember, we still have issues during this transition with the monies, with the banking, with even, we may see a point where loans are not given. And if you don't have A, B, or C done, you can't even apply. But banks may not be even giving out loans. I see where that could very well be a part of the future. During the transition for a moment. So it's going to get really very interesting. This pause that I see that isn't going to last for too long. And then all of a sudden we kind of revamp and this new way of life steps forward that is going to be different, that will get us back on track. So Spirit also showed me that this very well could lead into possibly some kind of civil unrest. And because this is the turning point, this is exiting one density, we're going to another. And when certain rights may be brought up, people do get emotional and certain things are just not going to be allowed. And so it could get really sticky and really hairy for a moment. And Spirit wanted me to warn you of this, that this could very well be the time when I've spoken about in the past of civil unrest, where we may be entering into that little place. So be careful, be safe, be wise. One thing about it that I wish to share is Spirit showed me that there is oh yeah, I forgot. I got to tell you this interesting thing. So Spirit showed me that we may see a time of plagues. They showed me where we may see a large amount of crickets, large amount of flies, a crazy amount of frogs, beetles. It's almost, it's a plague. And that's what they showed me. Like totally, possibly wiping out crops. They're everywhere. And Spirit showed me this. It might be something that we could very well experience as we leave one density to go into another, is the plagues. And I thought that was so bizarre. But I see that could be coming up. Also, watch volcanoes. Spirit was showing me crazy volcanoes, even coming from the water, rising up. And that was bizarre to me, but that's what they're showing. They're showing me that totally microburst storms out of nowhere. No warning that it's coming, but here it is. And electricity, electrical storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, and hurricanes could be coming into the craziest areas. So be careful. Even though you may not live in a hurricane area, just be cautious a little bit. But they're showing me these crazy storms, and you may be in the middle of summer and all of a sudden here's a frost. But they're showing me that this could affect our food supply and our crops. So be mindful of that. I just want to make sure I cover everything the Spirit wanted me to cover with you. Okay. This is the biggest and the most important of this whole video, is that I must share with you. Spirit has been very strongly and working diligently to put this protection around people who have shifted and who have moved into the 5th density already, okay? Those that have already shifted, it's like you have this shield of protection around you, and it is like you can knock on it. Like it's intense, it's thick, it's unbreakable, but you have this protection around you. And Spirit wanted me to share with you that those that have shifted and have already evolved, you have this great protection around you. And you can, when you start seeing things happen, like you may see any kind of infestation of whether it be lice or ticks or whatever start to really come through and starting to affect people. Those that have this shield around them can walk right through it and they won't be affected. Watch even also really quick, I'm sorry, this is just how I work, sorry. They said to warn you about even animals being affected by certain diseases, certain plagues. So be careful even about that. It could affect even like the different animals that we eat and our pets. So please be careful. Watch over them. But once the family shifts, they're showing me that it's going to put the shield of protection around your pets and your animals because they're going to be protected too. Your energy affects theirs. All of those that are around you, your family, all of it. So, but those that have already shifted and that have this protection, and you will know that you do because you won't be affected by certain things. You can drive right through a storm. You'll be ahead of the storm. You'll miss the storm. Your job is to send prayers and protection out. Prayers right now are so powerful and it's affecting people for the higher good. But if you have shifted, you must step forward as a healer and help others transition. This is your calling. So Spirit wanted me to share this with you. It's so critical and it's so important. And I love you all so very much. And I just wanted to share this message. Please join my Patreon, the YouTube membership platform. We talk about all kinds of stuff before the videos come out. You can always find me on FSMA, and I'm also on Rumble. There's some links that I have put because if you search me, you probably can't find me because of the videos. So unfortunately, there's a lot of censoring and it won't last forever. So blessings to you. I love you all so very much, but we will connect very soon.